introduce our amazing Karla Reno. Okay, Karla joined Mary Kay in June of 1992. She debuted as a sales director in 94. Prior to Mary Kay, and I always think this is important, so she was a high school biology teacher. Now, how far away is that from cosmetics? Okay, pretty far. She was a high school biology teacher and a head coach. Her family is including her husband and three adult children, and two are directors in Mary Kay. She's earned 17 pink Cadillacs, and her highest in 1 year has been $850,000 that she and her team did in sales, which is great. She's won many trips around the world. Her highest check, we always say, hasn't been written yet, but the one that they've paid her is in excess of $23,000 in 1 month. You remember that $1,000 a month? What if that was $23,000 in a month? Okay. She said her reason to join Mary Kay was to stay at home with the baby. Okay. Reason I continue to build my Mary Kay is to help other women do the same. She's most proud of the fact that two of her daughters are building their own Mary Kay businesses right now. So I just want to say, welcome, Karla Reno. Come off your microphone, girl, and let's hear from you.
Awesome. Well, good evening, everybody. How are you? How are you? My name is Carla, as Janice so eloquently introduced me. Every time somebody reads my accolades, I just get all butterflies inside. I can't believe that that's my story. So I am here tonight. I was asked to share a little bit more detailed story. So I've got a few minutes to share with you how Mary Kay found me. And I'm going to tell you, my prayer tonight is to make sure that you sign up in Mary Kay. I'm just going to put it out there. If you're a guest, I hope that you decide to just go ahead and just do it. And think to yourself as I'm talking, what do I really have to lose here? What do I really have to lose just to try something new or something amazing? So there's a reason Mary Kay has such great longevity. There's a reason so many women are successful. There's a reason you see pink Cadillacs on the highway is because the business actually works. And what you really don't know until you get in is it's way more than cleansing cream and lipstick and mascara. It's about women mentoring other women to be the best that they can be. So I love my Mary Kay journey. I love that I said yes to it. I wish the only regret I have is that I didn't say yes sooner than I did. So I want to tell you, I want to take you back. So this is my story. It's kind of an amazing story. I mean, everybody's story is amazing. But when I started Mary Kay 32 years ago, Mary Kay found me at the age of 24 years old. And I got to paint the picture for you, okay? Because this is a long time ago. I'm waving hello at 60 now. So I'm getting closer to that 60 mark. But 32 years ago, I was 24 years old and I had just graduated from college. I was newly married and my husband and I were really struggling financially. No children yet, but my husband at the time and we had just bought our first little starter home back in 1992. And I'll never forget it. My payment was $484 a month. Couldn't believe it. Can you believe those? I mean, the interest rates, the house payments back then. And we were just really struggling to make ends meet. I had just graduated. I was a student athlete. That's how I got through school. So I was scholarshiped to come on and play Division I softball. And those were some of the best years of my life. Women, team sports. It's just, that's the highest you can go in women's softball. I had a chance. I don't tell a lot of people this, but I had a chance to try out for the Olympic team and I passed it up because somebody asked me to marry them. So, oh my gosh, so if I could go back and do that all over again, right? I think I would have tried out for the Olympic team. But anyway, it was an amazing time. My sister-in-law, my husband's sister, gets involved in Mary Kay. And I think this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Now, I didn't know anything about Mary Kay. I knew very little. I had what's called a prejudice, which means you think you know, but you really don't know the facts. And so here's what I thought it was. I thought Mary Kay was really expensive makeup in pink tubes that was only for old ladies, and that's it. That's all I thought. That's all I knew. And they drove around in Pepto-Bismol pink cars. That's what I thought it was. That's all I thought it was. And when she told me that she was in Mary Kay, that's the first thought that came to my mind. And I thought, this is a dumb idea. Why would you do that? And then she wanted to get me involved. And I was like, no, 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 no. I'm an athlete. I ride a motorcycle. I don't wear makeup. I don't wash my face. This is not for me. But she persisted. I think I was her only prospect because she was nervous and she didn't really want to step outside her comfort zone. So she just kept calling me. And this is like Janice, this is before cell phones and internet and all those wonderful things. So her persistence paid off. because we have a thing in sales that you learn sales in Mary Kay. You're not born a salesperson. You learn how to share an idea with somebody else, which is what sales is. And so what I learned really quick is that sales is basically just having the persistence to keep trying. So 90% of the sales happen on the fifth to 10th attempt. Did you guys know that? 90% of the sales happen on the fifth to 10th attempt. I think she might have reached out to me 5 or 6 times, just like Janice's recruiter over the course of the year. She kind of said no many times, but eventually, it's not being pushy. It's called being persistent. And she just said, I just think there's a match here. Would you just please? And I said, fine, I'll take me to your leader and I'll sit down and I'll talk about it then. And then after this, we don't talk about it anymore. Just stop bugging me about it. So I sat down, and sometimes that third party, that other person, that other event, that Zoom thing that you bring your person to might be the thing that really touches their heart. And it was for me. So I sat down across a table at a big boy and had a cup of coffee with her director. And I kind of had an attitude because I thought I knew everything. Because there were 3 things that I had to get over, and you might find yourself in these 3 things. I had to get over number one, I didn't think I knew anybody. How many times do we hear that? Who would I sell to? I don't know anybody. Well, that's not true. That's just our own limited belief, our own limited thinking, because we tend to put our guard up. We tend to think, we can't, or we don't have time, or I don't know anybody. And my answer to that is, well, if you were to plan a wedding and invite everybody on the guest list because somebody else is paying for it, springing the bill, who would you invite? Well, you'd probably invite 500 people that you know, between relatives and old college team friends and high school friends and all the people that we've known from all of our jobs. People. You just don't know it in this aspect. So that was the first thing I had to get over. I thought my mom and my sister, who else would I start my business with? And you know what's really ironic? My mom and my sister never ever supported me in my business. They never did. So there goes 2 right there. So I've built this entire business on skill, Laura, on skill, Carol. I've built it, the whole thing, on what I've learned, right? So that's number one. The second thing is I didn't think I was the beauty consultant type. Because I was a jock, because I spent most of my days practicing on the ball field, getting dirty in softball gear. And I went back and forth to classes and practice on my motorcycle 9 months out of the year when it wasn't snowing. I just didn't see myself as the beauty consultant type, somebody that had their look together. I just didn't. So to me, it was, I showed up to my college graduation. I rolled out of bed, stuck my head under the faucet, wet my hair down, threw on my cap and gown, and went to my college graduation with a wet head and no makeup. My mother was absolutely appalled. She's like, "What is wrong with you? Why would you show up to your college graduation? You couldn't even put on some mascara? You couldn't even do your hair?" This is the person I was. And I just didn't care. I was like, eh. On my wedding day, I walked down the aisle with Blistex on, and I thought that was really glamorous for me. So to do that and now be in the cosmetic business, it's almost laughable. But that's not why I'm in Mary Kay. I'm not in Mary Kay because of the great products, even though they're great. I'm in because I love the people and what it's done for me. The third thing I really had to get over was I thought Mary Kay was beneath me. I thought, you know what? I have a college degree. I don't think I really need to peddle lipstick. Thank you very much. But you know what? I found out there's a lot of women that have a lot going on in this business. There's the people from 18 to 88. There's people that never graduated high school all the way to PhDs at Ivy League schools and everything in between. Most of the women that are in their company are professional women with other things that they've accomplished. And you probably found yourself to be the very same. So it's not that this business isn't for the woman that doesn't have anything else to do and doesn't have anything else going on in her life. It is truly, like Janice said, for the women that have a lot going on and have accomplished a lot in life. This is a perfect fit. So those are the 3 things I had to get over, and I did get over them very quickly. What I found is that Mary Kay will meet you right where you're at. It's like you can just be you. And then the business and the people that you engage with are going to start the process of you learning what you need to learn to build the business that God has for you. I also met my Lord and Savior in this business. I became a Christian because I was an atheist leaning science student. And so at university, they want you as far away from that as possible. In fact, they even steer you away from it. And your friends are all believing the same thing. So when I got into Mary Kay, I had a whole new perspective about my world and maybe what's important and spiritually. So I really look to the godly leadership that is engulfs our company, from Mary Kay Ash herself to every national to my director. And I started to hear the gospel for the first time and really spoke to my heart. So I became a Christian in this company. It's an amazing thing to be able to say no to a teaching job so you can stay home with that first baby. That was my main motivation to build my business. I did get a teaching job. I did have a Mary Kay business as a side hustle in the 90s. And then I found myself pregnant with my very first daughter. And I knew one thing, and this might not be for everybody, but for me, let me see how much time I have. I'm timing myself. Good. 4 more minutes. I knew for me that I really wanted to not drop this newborn baby off at 7 a.m. in the morning to a daycare or a babysitter and miss the entire day of feedings and putting down for nap and reading books and just cuddling, miss the first steps, the first time she says mama, and then come home at 5 o'clock, pick her up, go home, put her to bed. I knew that's what I didn't want. So I went to my director and I said, what do I have to do to get your job? Because if I can just be a director with a small unit and the first car, I'll make enough to offset what I'm bringing home as a teacher. It wasn't much, and my bar was very low. I just wanted an even trade so I could be home with that baby, and I accomplished that. I became a director in June of 94. I was due in November of 94. And so I told my school I wasn't coming back, and all the teachers thought I was nuts. The veteran teachers that have been around forever said, "Are you crazy? You've only been here a couple of years and you're leaving already? Do you understand what you're giving up? Do you understand it's the Cadillac of state pensions and insurance? Are you nuts?" And sometimes when you burn the ship and you have no other alternative, you make it work. And that's exactly what worked for me. So I stayed home with that baby. And over the years, I added two more daughters. I had three in diapers at the same time. And I worked my business around those three little girls and built it to the business it is today. And two of those girls are now grown women that have units of their own. I'm super proud of that. So, what is your story? Mary Kay has given me a whole list of things. It's helped me let go of emotional baggage. You see, that first husband wound up leaving, and I was completely depressed and walked away from my Mary Kay business. But I came back and rebuilt it all over again. Never lost my unit, but I definitely walked away for a few years. When things go wrong in your life, don't go with them. Don't go with them. And Mary Kay gave me that support to learn how to pick up the pieces and take that heartache and start again because of the friendships, the mentorships, and the way the business is designed, the people skills I've earned, the friends that I've made, the excitement. This is never boring. There's never a dull moment. I mean, I can't think of a better gig for a retiree. I mean, come on. Sometimes when you retire, I'm a financial advisor as well. And sometimes when you retire, the key in retirement is to make your money last all through that lifespan. And sometimes there isn't enough. The only thing worse than dying broke is to live a really, really long time and not have enough of money. So, and the statistics are more people are going to live to be 100 than ever before. So saving and making that extra and investing it is so important right now. Mary Kay can fit that bill. Mary Kay can bring in that extra. Those women that want to be home with those babies, Mary Kay can make that happen. The debt that sometimes we are all burdened with, Mary Kay can pay it off. There's all kinds of possibilities in this. Yeah, my main goal is to get you to say yes. And I want you to think, what have I got to lose for $35, really, and no risk, and all kinds of proven success around me, and all kinds of women that will take my hand and as long as I'm willing to try and do my part, will show me the way. What do I have to lose? Why not take a chance on you? In a world where people would rather buy other people's groceries or drive people around in their car, why not try this? The side hustle that can make you a millionaire, possibly. I love this. So to close, I'm just going to say my very first goal was to earn the Mary Kay car. I wanted a new car so bad. I'd never had a new car. I'd only had beaters. I only had used cars. Same with my mother. Same with my father up to this point. And so my very first new car was my Mary Kay earned car. And I've never not had a new car since. So, what is your dream? Find something that you're passionate about and go for it. The people that are listening that are wondering if this is for them, I hope you get your questions answered. And the people that are on here that are already in Mary Kay, I hope you're recommitted. And there's my timer. I'm always on time. So thank you for listening. You guys are a great audience. And it is my pleasure and my honor to share with you my story. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. Oh my gosh, what a great story. I always love hearing from you. You know, you were in the top 3 at seminar. I was super excited to hear you and your story. It was so great to be there. You know, here's some things that all of you guests need to know. You know, we all start differently. And here, Carla came from a biology background. We all come from different backgrounds, but here's what we do know. Number one, and she shared this also, we make 50% profit. Everybody makes the same. There is no difference. We all make 50% profit. All right, there is no territories and there are no quotas. There's not a certain amount you have to sell each week or each month. People often ask, well, how much do you have to sell every month? You don't. Well, now remember, you don't make money if you don't sell either. But, you know, some people come in for personal use, and that's fine too. You guys, for $35, that's twice through Starbucks today, okay? Just about. If you buy 2 lattes or I mean, how much is that today? 2 lattes and a pumpkin bread or something. I guess like 20 some odd dollars. You guys, where can you start a business for $35? That's really unheard of. And tonight we're giving away 5, okay? So it is, I will tell you, if you're a guest on here tonight, we shared last night, you can get the copy of it. It's on my YouTube channel. But I will tell you, you need to go watch that holiday video. And it is great. If you would like to have $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 in income during the holiday season. In fact, real quickly, we'll just do this tonight. We did it last night. But if you are a director or a consultant, how much is your highest open house, holiday open house, or holiday sales? How much has that been? And I just want you to see, guess, because the holiday season is around the corner. And we did this last night. It's recorded. 3,300, 4,000, 4,500 in one weekend. 13,500, Linda Quillen. Oh my God. 3,005. These are women who have earned this money during a weekend, a day, a week for holiday sales. That's crazy. It's insane. How many of you would like to have that kind of an income? So jump in with us tonight. Put an I'm in for free, and we'll go for there. Before we do that, I do want to just say this. Did I stop?